Hey y'all, welcome to Just Jamming, your Aqua Big Sister podcast. Today we got a good old story time, girl. Okay, so Monday's Monday's podcast was about friendship and how you have to find your tribe and um, just people around you who have your best interest at heart. So, I told y'all, growing up, I had the same group of friends pretty much my whole life until my mid 20s. So when we were all going off to college, me and one of my best friends, she was at college for about a year and she wasn't doing very well. So she was in, she was at college away and I was at college in our local community. Anyway, um, she was at college away and wasn't doing very good, so she had to move out of the dorms and get an apartment. So she was telling me that, and I'm like, oh, as a good friend, what can I do? I was thinking this to myself, and nothing against her because she never asked me to move in with her. I was the dummy to move in with her, so I was the dumb one. Don't be the dumb friend, y'all. Don't be the dumb friend. I was the dumb friend. Don't do it. Don't do it. Anyway, so I ended up leaving my job and leaving the college that I was going to go to school and to move in with her. So that was cute, living with your best friend. That was cool, right? No. It was a disaster. When I say disaster, I mean disaster. Okay, anyway, so it was a disaster. So me and her moved in together. I had to go sign the lease, and then she's like blowing up my phone, like, "Are you gonna come sign the lease? If you don't want to move in, just say so. Are you gonna come sign the lease?" So that was already putting a strain on our friendship. So I eventually went down and signed the lease. Y'all, the time I went to sign the lease, I got into a car accident. If that wasn't God telling me, girl, don't go sign this lease, he was telling me, he was like, don't go sign the lease. I'm telling you, I'm trying to warn you. And I did it like a dummy anyway. He was trying to keep me from this foolishness that was about to take place. Anyway, so I went to sign the lease. I got into a car accident. I had to leave my car there and trust her to pick it up, which she did, which was great. But anyway, I had to leave my car there, take the train back home, to pack my stuff, to take the train back there about 2-3 weeks later, to drive my car back home and pick up my stuff. So that was the first big to do. Um, that I should have just looked at that red flag and be like, "Girl, don't do it. The Lord is trying to save you from something." So anyways, to continue the story time, so we moved in together. Everything was hunky dory. She had a male friend, and they weren't romantically involved or anything. She had a male friend that was like, "Oh, basically, I'm homeless. Can I come live with y'all on your couch?" Girl. So anyway, it was ghetto. Anyway, so he lived on our couch for a couple months, 2-3 months. And then he said, "My cousin is homeless. Can he come sleep on the other couch?" I said, "No way. No, ma'am. No, there's no way." She was like, "You being bogus. What would you do if there was somebody homeless and, you wouldn't want them to leave you out? You being bogus." Who is the dumb friend? Stupid. Stupid. Me. Me. Your girl Jam, your big sister. Don't listen. Don't follow my lead. Don't do it. Get the apartment by yourself. Don't do it. Anyways, so I was like, whatever. Because that's the thing. Back then, in my teens and early 20s, I was very passive. And I had to learn to speak up for myself and stop, letting people walk all over me like a dirty rug and put their mess on me. Anyway, so I was passive. I didn't fight back. I was like, you know what? Whatever. So um, I went to visit our other best friend for her birthday. So she was like, all right. I rode the train to go see her because the train station was pretty close to where we were living. So I rode the train to go see her. I left my car there. I left my car there. I left my car there. Tell me why. Y'all, it's crazy. Like, tell me why I left my car there. The second cousin, that I was against him moving in the first place, was driving my car. I left my car with my best friend because she had to go to work. She let this man drive my car. He got pulled over. My car got impounded. They had to figure out how to get my car out of the impound. My car got impounded, bro. So it's just like kept being flags like, bro, get out of here. But I wouldn't do it because I was stupid. Anyways, anyways, so my car got impounded. After my car got impounded, I lived with her a couple more months, and then I just told her it was just like crazy parties. I could never sleep. I could never get to class because they're always turning up and playing loud music, drinking, going over to the neighbor's house, having a crazy party, bringing the neighbors back over to me. I'm like, all right, enough is enough. Enough is enough. So I moved out. I told her I'm moving out. I moved out. And I moved into a place for myself. But it was just like everything was a red flag. It was time for me to go home. And I knew it was time for me to go home. And I didn't want to go home because it's like I felt like I left home for a reason. And I didn't want to go back home and want to go back to community college. I didn't want to go back to working where I was working. It was just like so many things that I just did not want to go back to. But um I was working temp jobs. I was like barely scraping by and making enough to pay my rent and pay my car note and pay my insurance and stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, it's time to go back home. So I packed up all my stuff and I went back home. And that was that. But it was just like so many red flags. And it's just like, it was like God was like telling me, like, girl, this ain't where you need to be. But I just didn't want to listen and I didn't want to heed what was being told to me for my best interest. Come on. um, so to make a long story short, y'all, don't be the dumb friend. Don't be passive. Don't be in situations that will cause you to be delayed in life, and make decisions that are wise, not based off emotion, but based off of logic. I just didn't want to be in the situation that I was in a community college while everybody else was off at college. And it's like, oh, you get that status of being away at college instead of living at home and being at a community college. It was just so many things that I didn't want to be doing. So I thought that I was escaping, and all hell broke loose. All hell broke loose, and I should have never been there. But y'all, get in the comments and tell me how crazy I was. Get in these comments and tell me how crazy I was. Anyway, let me know about your experiences with friendships. And I want you guys to really watch the first video. This was just a fun story time. It wasn't fun during the time that I was living it, but this was just a fun story time. But seriously, watch the first video and then comment, and I'll comment back to you or make another video. Next week is I'm going to be talking about relationships, so stay tuned. See you later. Bye.